All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into genetics. We got this fascinating excerpt here. From Mendel to modern genetics, unraveling the code of life. And, well, let's just say it's a wild ride. From, like, basic inheritance stuff to the crazy potential of gene editing and everything.
Yeah, it's really something. I mean, we're talking about going from just watching patterns in pea plants to like messing with the actual building blocks of life. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Okay, so first things first, right? We got to start with this guy, Gregor Mendel, a monk back in the 1800s. He basically kicked off the whole field of genetics. And get this, he did it by studying pea plants, like for years,
Yeah.
generations of pea plants. Can you imagine? My attention span, I'd be lucky to keep a cactus alive, let alone track all that.
Well, the amazing thing is Mendel basically figured out the whole inheritance thing, why we look like our parents. His discoveries, like dominant and recessive genes and how traits separate and combine. Groundbreaking. It's like, thanks to him, we kind of get why we might have, say, mom's eyes but dad's hair color. It's like this genetic lottery.
So these pea plants, they were hiding the secrets to like how traits get passed down through families. I mean, that's incredible. But I read somewhere that his work, like nobody even cared at the time.
You're right. His findings were way ahead of their time. It took until the 1900s for scientists to really catch up and realize what he'd found. And, of course, speaking of big discoveries, you can't talk genetics without mentioning the double helix. That's like DNA 101, right?
Totally. Okay, so how did that whole thing change things? Watson and Crick figuring out DNA structure in 53, was that like a total game changer?
Oh, absolutely. A monumental breakthrough. It's like
Yeah.
they suddenly found the instruction manual for life itself. Knowing the structure of DNA, it unlocked all these secrets about how genetic information is stored, how it gets copied. It basically laid the foundation for all of modern molecular biology.
So we went from just understanding like individual genes to mapping entire genomes. That's like going from knowing how to build a doghouse to having the plans for a skyscraper.
Exactly. And this genome mapping, it's revolutionized everything. Now we understand genetic disorders so much better, and we've got these incredible new therapies that target specific genes. Like they're using gene therapy to treat diseases like cystic fibrosis with like really promising results. It's amazing.
That's incredible. But I guess the more we know and the more powerful these tools get, like with gene editing, there are more ethical questions too, right?
Yeah.
Especially with tech like CRISPR. We can literally change the genetic code now.
Yeah, that's the big one. CRISPR, it's like imagine having these tiny little scissors that can cut and paste DNA. It's incredibly powerful. On the one hand, we could potentially cure genetic diseases, like totally wipe them out, improve people's lives in ways we never even thought possible. But on the other hand, there are so many unknowns, unintended consequences, and of course, the potential for, well, misuse.
So where do we even start to draw the line? What kind of rules should we have to make sure we're using all this knowledge responsibly? It's crazy to think we went from Mendel and his pea plants to literally being able to edit the essence of life itself.
It's a huge question, and there aren't easy answers. But as we keep learning more about genetics, it's crucial that we're also having these tough conversations. What are the ethical limits? What are the risks? We can't just ignore those questions.
Wow, this has been quite the journey. I'm definitely walking away with a lot to ponder. And for everyone listening, if this stuff has got you even a little bit curious, I mean, dive in. The world of genetics. It's constantly changing, always something new to discover. Who knows what crazy breakthroughs are just around the corner. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. It's been awesome having you along.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
See ya.